Alright, here's my lathe. It's a 1984 Duracraft lathe. Has a tubular base on it, and what you're probably noticing is that that's not original. This motor here and control box, I'm using a KBMD DC motor control and a Lathe DC motor. This is a 3/4 horsepower motor, runs on 90 VDC or 110 volt, and I have complete variable speed. All I do is flip on the main power switch, flip this to forward. I can go reverse or forward, and flip it to on. You'll see this pilot light come on. If you don't see that pilot light, there's something wrong in the box or your switch out here. And just turn the dial. I can go real slow, or I can go all the way to, I think it's around 3,500 RPMs. The original motor was a 3/4 horsepower, just regular motor, ran at 1750 RPM, and to change speeds you'd have to put your tool down, turn it off, wait for the bowl to stop spinning or whatever you're doing, whatever you're turning, unscrew this bolt here, slide open the door. And then to change your belt to go forward or back, you would have to lift up the motor. Now I'm holding the camera in the other hand, so we're going to try this one-handed. And you have to change your belt, make sure it's running true. Put your door back on, tighten the bolt. So it's kind of a long process to do this. Flip back on power and grab your tool. That would take some time, and then you'd also have to settle for that speed range. You couldn't go anywhere in between. So if there's any kind of vibration in your bowl or anything like that, you'd have to settle for it. And after turning about 7 bowls that way, and the lathe almost fell off its stand. It's not bolted down, it's just tubular tube, not tube, but 2x4 frame, and it from the vibrations were so bad, it just slid right off its frame. And this lathe doesn't weigh too much. It might maybe weigh 100 pounds. I'd like to build a stand for it, have wheels, casters, be able to put my turning tools on. I just made new handles for them. Be able to put my turning tools in it, have a place for storage, maybe put like 3 or 4 cement blocks to add some more weight to this. And this new motor, I bought this off of eBay, and this has the heat sink with it, and the horsepower resistor I have is a 1 horsepower on 110 volt or a 2 horsepower on 220 volt. And you can run up to a 2 horsepower on this, but you have to have the heat sink, which is this little thing on the bottom. It just bolts onto the frame here of the box. And this is made by Penta Drive, and this motor is a Lathe motor. I bought this also off of eBay, and this new sells for about, I think it's around 500, and it actually got a heck of a deal on this. The bidding started at $10. That's it. But after 5 days of bidding, it went up to about 130, which still was a great deal. And this is again DC, and this is my second DC motor on here. Before, I used to have a treadmill motor, and it didn't have a lot of weight. So whenever you're, say, hogging a lot off on a bowl, it would really slow down. You'd actually see the motor just pick up off the belt, and it didn't have a lot of weight or torque, and especially in the lower RPM settings. And it this motor does. This one has about, I think it's like 27 foot-pounds of torque, and this one is much better. This was actually a spare motor used by the U.S. Postal Service. I'd imagine they'd probably use it for a conveyor, but this one works a lot better than a treadmill motor. So if you're looking for variable speed and you don't have to change your belt on your lathe, I'd go with DC, or you can go with like a 3-phase motor with an inverter, and it basically either would work. They both do the same job, just different ways of doing it, and it's worked out great having variable speed. If you don't have it, I definitely recommend it. This total cost me, I think, around $300, and it's really nice having variable speed. All you do is just flip it on, turn your power on, and you can go real slow and any speed in between. Now I also have reverse on this. Now if you're going to run these in reverse, you have to put a set screw on your chuck's face plates, so this thing won't come spinning off the spindle on here. Now we're running in reverse. I'm not going to turn it up real high speed because I don't want this coming off. I haven't yet equipped my chucks and face plates with a set screw. And with this, I was actually able to keep my original pulleys. This motor has a 5/8 shaft, and I was able to keep my original pulleys. So, say if I need more torque, I can set it down to the slowest speed setting. And most of the time, I run it on the 3rd speed setting. So whatever the motor's running at, the spindle's running at. And it's worked out a lot better than having just a regular motor. And it as you can see with that, I have a whole bunch of bowls down here and boxes with shavings in them. And if you have any questions or comments, you can leave a comment on YouTube, or I'm going to also put this on Lumberjack. So thank you for watching.